All right, this next question, it has several parts to it. It looks like a lot. Part 1 of 8, it says up there, holy smokes. But it's several of the same thing. So you're going to be looking to see that even though this is a parabola, for rate of change and slope, if they give us 2 points to think about, we can still find the rate of change or slope between those 2 points. So let's bring this out so we can see the graph a little bigger here. So when x is 4, the y appears at 10. And when x is 5, the y is at 9. So 10 and 9 are the two that should be there, I think. So let's hit enter and check that. Check that answer right off the bat. Okay. And then, well, what's the rate of change or slope between those? So remember, that's rise over run, change in y over change in x, all the different ways you've learned about rate of change. So my y is 10 and it goes down to 9. So that's like -1 on top. So I usually, when I'm doing that, when I do that, I just think of my change in y from 10 to 9 would be down 1. Now I just have to go in the same order. My x went from 4 to 5. That'd be going right 1. So that's just -1. So I need in here just a -1. All right, cruising right along. All right, so now they go down to the next step and they went for 5 and 6. Well, the 5 we know because we just did that on the step above. That was a 9. But then what is it at 6? Let's pull this out again. At this 6, right there, it looks like it's at 6. 6 is 6. Okay, so 6 is 6. All right, so now on this one, again, I went from my y of 9 down to 6. So that's down 3. And my x went from a 5 to 6. That's just 1 again. So on this one, what's that slope going to be this time? -3. All right. Halfway through. All right. Now, what was that? 6 was at 6 again. So put that in. We already had that. But then back over here again at 7 now. Where is it? At 7. Looks like it's at 1. That's a little bit to the right of 0. So that must be 7, 1. So at 7, that's a 1. All right. So now, get these others off the screen here. So again, my y this time went from 6 down to 1. So it went down 5 when my x went up 1, right? 6 to the right 1. So I'm going to end up with my slope this time of being -5, or my rate of change. So I don't know why that puts if you enter it in here as like -5 over 1, it's going to count it wrong. It says it's in the wrong format. So I got to delete that out, just get a non-fraction there since I have a whole number. All right, now we have a couple of just general questions that they want to ask next. And so like this first one says, again, let me just erase this off from here for a second. Okay, so the 2 questions, the first one here says, What is noticeable about the rate of change as the interval got further away? So if you came back up here, your rates of change went from -1 to -3 to -5. So your rates of change, -1, -3, -5. -1, -3, and then -5. That's getting progressively smaller, right? All right, so rate of change does not change. That's A. No, that's not right. The rate of change increases is no. The rate of change decreases, yes. And not at a smaller rate, it'd be at a greater rate. And then the last question, this time, would the answer, get these off from here again. Would the answer from part D change if the intervals were on the left side? So if we were talking about this side of the graph, the rate, if you think of it being not positive or negative, would be the same. But when you compared them over here, they'd be a positive, not a negative rate, right? So the rate would actually increase just because of the negative and positive part as the value of X moves from the left side, on the left side of the vertex. So let's see what the rest of these say. B, the rate of change decreases. Well, it wouldn't, for sure wouldn't decrease. And then when it says no, the rate of change remains the same, that could be correct if you didn't consider the sign, the positive and negative part. But I believe in this case, they're looking for us to say that the rate of change actually increased because on the left side, it'd be a positive rate, or on the right side of the vertex here, it's a negative rate. And there you have your final question. Even though it said 8, they go pretty quick since those first 6 are all pretty much identical. Good luck.